A woman enters the room. She sits down in a chair beside the man lying on the sofa. She closes her eyes, and moments later, without opening them, she extends her hands and begins working on his fractured shoulder with a precision no trained physician could explain. The man groans, then sighs with relief. "It's back in place," he says. "Thank you, Dr. Cooke." But the woman doesn't answer. She leans back in the chair, relaxes her hands in her lap, and closes her eyes in a deep, still sleep. Because she was never awake. Stay until the end of this video, because the question that the greatest physicians of the 19th century could never answer still has no answer today. And what Lucy Cooke did for 53 years challenges everything science believes it knows about the limits of the human mind. It was 1833. The Ainsworth home sat at the edge of Calais, a small village in Vermont. Lucy was a serious girl in her early teens with dark, brilliant eyes. One morning, a neighbor knocked at the door in distress. Her husband had lost his grandfather's gold watch, an irreplaceable piece the family treasured above almost anything else. Lucy listened, went back to the kitchen, and felt a heavy sleep closing in around her. She lay down on the parlor sofa and slept. When she woke, she ran to her mother. If Mrs. Barnes goes to the apple tree in the side yard and looks in the tall grass, she'll find the watch. It fell out of her husband's pocket while he was sleeping in the hammock. Her mother stared, her brothers stared, and then they ran to the neighbor's house. Under the apple tree, in the tall grass, was the watch. No one laughed at Lucy after that. Over time, neighbors began arriving with lost objects, with illnesses no one could diagnose, with pain that doctors couldn't treat. And Lucy always did the same thing. She slept. Not a normal sleep, a sleep so deep she didn't respond to her own name, didn't feel pain, showed no reaction to the world around her. And while she slept, she spoke. She described diseases using medical terminology she had never studied. She prescribed treatments that worked when conventional medicine had failed. She located lost objects in places she could only have known if normal logic applied to her. But normal logic didn't apply to Lucy Ainsworth. When she married Mr. Cooke, something shifted. Her husband discovered that he could induce in her a trance state even deeper than her natural sleep. And it was in that state that Lucy developed the gift that would make her famous throughout New England, the ability to set fractured and dislocated bones with less pain than any surgeon of the era could manage. The man on the sofa in Boston was Alvin Wright of Groton, Massachusetts. His shoulder had been dislocated a year before. Physicians had tried to reset it. They failed. He had lived 12 months in constant, relentless pain. Then someone suggested he seek out Dr. Lucy in Montpelier. He arrived skeptical. He left without pain. And he was not the first, and he was not the last. For more than 20 years, the road along East Montpelier was known locally as the Sleeping Lucy Road. Farmers, merchants, people of means, and people with nothing, they came from across the region, some on foot, some by carriage, some after being told that conventional medicine had nothing left to offer them. Lucy would receive them, close her eyes, and wake up on the other side, from a place she herself could never describe upon returning to consciousness. Because she never remembered anything. Every consultation, every bone set in trance, every precise medical diagnosis, all of it vanished when she opened her eyes. It was as though someone else inhabited her body while she slept, a completely different personality, confident, technical, assertive. Her family called her Dr. Cooke when she was in trance because that was who she was in those moments, and they called her Lucy when she woke because that was who she returned to being, a gentle, quiet woman who smiled and knew nothing of what she had done. 53 years of practice. Over 1,300 bones set, a number documented by the family members who managed her schedule. 12 years in Boston, time in Wallingford, Vermont, and North Cambridge, Massachusetts, where she maintained her own laboratory, where the medicines she prescribed in trance were compounded for her patients. The physicians who came to expose her left without words. There was nothing to expose. The patients recovered, the bones aligned, the illnesses relented, and Lucy remembered nothing. Her husband died years before her, exhausted, according to family accounts, by the physical and mental effort of inducing her trance each time. Lucy married again in 1898 to Everett Radden of Danvers, Massachusetts. And Radden, without any training, without any instruction, discovered on his own that he could do exactly what Cooke had done, as if the process didn't depend on the inducer at all, as if whatever was happening needed no rational explanation to keep working. Dr. Cooke practiced until she was 76. At that age, she fell into a sleep that looked like all the others, but this time, no voice could wake her. The obituary published in the local papers respectfully called her Dr. Cooke and noted that her practice had extended throughout New England. She was buried with a title that no institution had ever officially granted her, a title no one had given her and no one had ever dared to take away. Now we reach the question I promised to answer, the only one that matters. What exactly happened when Lucy slept? The author of the original account, Iris Berry, was a distant cousin of Lucy's neighbor. She spent decades researching the healer's life. Her conclusion was careful and devastating. Lucy appeared to be in contact with medical minds beyond this world. There was no other explanation that fit. Her knowledge in trance was specific, technical, accurate, at a level that her simple education and ordinary life made impossible. Other researchers compared Lucy's case to that of Edgar Cayce, the sleeping prophet of Virginia Beach, who decades later would deliver precise medical diagnoses while in a trance state. Cayce was a man with barely a grade school education who, while asleep, described human anatomy with the fluency of a specialist. Two cases, two different centuries, the same incomprehensible mechanism. Modern science has a name for what Lucy did, deep hypnosis. But a name is not an explanation. Knowing that a phenomenon has a label doesn't answer the central question: where did the knowledge come from? Lucy didn't study medicine. Lucy didn't read anatomy textbooks. Lucy had no access to surgical manuals. But in trance, she knew things no rural Vermont woman of the 19th century should have known. And when she woke up, she knew nothing at all. Perhaps the most honest answer is the simplest one. There are states of human consciousness we haven't mapped yet, interior territories that science doesn't yet have the tools to explore. And Lucy Ainsworth Cooke spent 53 years living inside those territories, healing, operating, diagnosing, and always returning with no memory of the journey. The only things she left behind were the cures and the question.